Samkinagar, Dharwad. Last class we have discussed about the tax-free income. What are the tax-free income and how to calculate the taxable and exempt gratuity, where the employee is covered under the Gratuity Payment Act 1972 and the employee is not covered under the Gratuity Payment Act 1972. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. And then pension. If he receives gratuity, if does not receive gratuity. HR ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಹೌಸ್ ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 10 ಸಬ್ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 13A ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಆಯ್ತು ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ 32 ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಬರಲಿವೆ. ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಹೌದಾ, ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ to discuss about the new chapter, that is income from salary. Next chapter, that is fourth chapter of our income tax subject, yavadu income from salary chapter na start ಮಾಡಿ. It is a very easy, simple, you can easily score the good marks in your examination. ನೋಡಿ ಇದು 5 marks in question, 15 marks as well as case study questions ಅಂತ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. In this chapter, we have to discuss about the meaning of income from salary, what to mean by allowances, and what are the taxable allowances, and the important concept that is perquisites under section 17 subsection 2. ಅದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Now income from salary ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೆಡ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ದ Section 14 of the Income Tax Act 1961, total income of an assessee is divided under the 5 heads of income. That 5 heads of income. Incomes are, first one is income from salary. First one is income. First one is income from salary. Next, income from house property. Next one is income house property, and then profit or gains of a business or profession. Profit or income from business or profession. Income from business or profession, and then capital gain, and then income from other source. In order to use two total ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿ gross total income, and then we have to list the deductions under section 80C to 80U, except 80C to 80U. Now the total income ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ಈ ನಿಮ್ಮದು 5th ಸೆಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ income from salary, income from house property, income from business or profession ಅನ್ನ ಈ 5th ಸೆಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕಲಿತ್ರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು 6th ಸೆಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ according to the provisions of the act separately from all the heads is to be aggregated. The total of all these heads is called as gross total income. After making the adjustment of setting the gross total income for the previous process, from this gross total income we have to deduct the deductions under section 80C to 80U. Deductions section 80 are made. After making these deductions, the balance amount is called as what? Total income. The tax liability of a person is computed on this total income at the rate of prescribed at the rate of prescribed act is called as what? Total income. Now we will move on meaning of salary. Now the meaning of salary. Salary means any payment made by the employer, paid by the employer to his employee for his service rendered by. ನಾವು ಏನು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಹೌದಾ, ಅದರ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದರ ರಿವಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನಾಗ ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪೇಡ್ employer to his employee paid for the service rendered by him. There is a forced relationship between the person to make the payment, which is called as salary. There must be a relationship between the employer and employee. In short, it is a reward for rendering the services. Salary received is a taxable income. It is taxable receipt based according to accrued or outstanding base. Salary includes the monetary value of those benefits and facilities provided by the employer which are taxable to the assessee. In case of the salary, income of a previous year, that is the financial year, income of a previous year, that is financial year, from we will start from the 1st April to 31st March for the every year or the next year. Now what are the conditions of the computing the total income? There are conditions for the first condition, relationship. Now ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ between the employer and the employee. Notice first one, relationship between employer and the employee. And next one is salary from more than one employer. Salary for the more than one employer. And the tax-free salary. Next one is a tax-free salary. Tax-free salary. The employer pays the salary to the employee. Employer pays the salary to the employee, pays the tax and also pays the tax one on it directly to the government. Total salary received from the employer including the tax paid by the employee, Now the chargeable income under section 15. ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 ಒಳಗ ನಾವು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 15 chargeable income under section 15. The first point is salary is taxable in case on cash basis or due basis, whichever is earlier. Arrears of a salary received or advance salary received. Advance salary received, it is a taxable in the year of receipt, but once again it should not be taxed when it is becomes due. Salary received from the present employer or the former employer. One example I will give you. One example nodri yav riti irtade. First, in the case of the professor of a college, ಒಬ್ಬ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, who is also appointed by the vice principal of a college, and he gets vice principal allowances, and the allowances would be taxed under the heads of a income from salary because it is being received from the employer by the employee. So for the non-academic work, however, if the professor sets the question paper, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರನ್ನು ಒಬ್ಬ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ a question paper of the University of the remuneration which he receives for the setting the paper, setting the question papers will not be taxable under the heads of a income from salary as the university. As the university is not the employer of the professor, such remuneration would be however be taxable under the heads of income from other source. Now we will move on the definition of salary. Now, definition of salary under section 17. Under section 17 of the Income Tax Act, following have been defined. First one, the term salary includes under section 17 subsection 1. Note salary include the salary word under section 17 subsection 1. Salary include first one basic salary, second one DMS allowances, and then DMS pay, DMS allowances, and then DMS pay, commission, fees, bonus. Next ಏನೇನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಹೇಳಿ, wages, pension, gratuity, wages, pension, gratuity, HRA, house rent, allowances, and perquisites. Important point, perquisites. And employer contribution to recognized provident fund. Next one is employer contribution to recognized provident fund exceeding 12% of salary. Exceeding 12% of salary. Next, interest credited to recognized provident fund exceeding 9.5% of a salary. 9.5% of a salary. And any advance salary received, leave encashment of a salary. Encashment of a salary and transferred balance from the unrecognized provident fund. Here, now this salary word basic salary first include ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, and then DNS allowances, DNS pay, commission, fees, bonus, wages, pension, gratuity, HRA house rent allowances, and then perquisites. After that, employer contribution to recognized provident fund exceeding 12% of a salary, interest credited to recognized provident fund and exceeding 9% of a salary, leave encashment of a salary, transferred amount of unrecognized provident fund. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎದುರು salary word salary ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಂತ definition of a salary includes under section 17 subsection 1 basic salary, DNS allowances, DNS pay, commission, fees, bonus, wages, pension, gratuity, HRA, purposes ಇವೆಲ್ಲ include ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Here the allowances. What do we mean by allowances? DNS allowances. Allowances are what? Allowances is cash payment to an employer on a regular basis in addition onto a salary to meet certain expenses incurred by him in connection with the duties of his office or to compensate him for any expenditure relating to a performance of his duties in a particular transaction or at particular place of under development. Allowances received may be wholly taxable or partially taxable or wholly exempted. Now what do you mean by DNS allowance? Now DNS allowances ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Allowances ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And then DNS allowances is nothing but the DNS allowances. It is the allowances paid by the employer as a cost of living, the adjustment allowances paid to the employee to cope with the inflation. The Income Tax Act mandates that the tax liability for the DNS allowances along with the salary must be declared in the file return. It is fully taxable. Nodri taxable allowances first ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ DNS allowances. And then next item fixed. Second one, first one DNS allowances, fixed, medical allowances, servant allowances, and non-practicing allowances, participating allowances. And then non-participating allowances is nothing but the it is given to the professional in order to compensate them for the restriction on the private practice. It is given to the doctors. It is fully taxable. And then next one, warden allowances. Warden allowances, for example hostel allowances ನಾವು ಏನು ಪೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Warden allowances it is given to the employees of educational institutions for working as a warden of the hostel. It is also fully taxable. It is also next one is proctor allowances. It is given to the employees working as a proctor in the institutions of the institutions. It is also fully taxable. Next is deputation allowances, overtime allowances, project allowances, city compensatory allowances, how the holiday allowances, and then family allowances, rural allowances, marriage allowances, and then dinner allowances. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಫುಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಬಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ point is perquisites under section 17 subsection 2. What do you mean by perquisite? Perquisite, it is an extra benefit received by an employee in addition to the basic salary. Nodri extra benefit ನಾವು ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇಂತ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ perquisites ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Perquisites, it may be received in cash or a kind. It is an immaterial whether the perquisite is paid voluntarily or by a virtue of a service contract. It is any casual involvement, fees, profit or a profit attached to an office or a position in addition to a salary or a wages. salary or wages. In other words, it means any benefit attached to an officer's or a position in addition to a salary or wages. It is a taxable item. It may be given in cash or kind. If it is given in cash, that is problem does not arise in calculating because the actual cash received is taxable. On the contrary, purposes given in a kind, it should be converted into a cash for the tax purpose. It is called as value of perquisites. For this purpose, value of perquisites are classified into three categories. First one, perquisites are taxable in case of all employees. Then perquisites are second one. Perquisites are taxable in case of specified employee. Next, perquisites are not taxable in case of all employee. Perquisites are not taxable in case of all associates. Perquisites are not taxable in case of all associates. ಈ ಮೂರು ಕೇಸನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ one by one study ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Now the first one is perquisites are taxable in case of all employees. perquisites ನ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ taxable ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ. items ಬರ್ತಾವೆ. Following are the items relating to perquisites are taxable in case of all employee. First one, rent free accommodation. First item is important part. First one is rent-free accommodation. Next one is accommodation and a concessional rent. Second one, accommodation and concessional rent and an obligation of the employees met by the employer. Next, third one, obligation of the employees met by the employer and an insurance premium, ULIF linked insurance plan. Fourth one, insurance plan and an employees stock option plan, and the next one is employee stock option securities or sweat equity shares, and an income tax paid by the employer to his employee, club bill, employees loan, free domestic servants if the appointed by the employer, and then contribution to superannuation fund, education, cess, fringe benefit. ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ we discussed about the rent free accommodation. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ we discussed about the RFA. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. RFA ಒಳಗೆ two types, ಒಂದು furnished house and an unfurnished house. Next class we will discuss about the all the tax free in perquisites are taxable in case of all employees. Next class discuss ಮಾಡೋಣ. Thank you. Have a nice day.